Yo, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? Man, this is a story and a half that I have for you today. I got to tell you, I love the Roadcaster. I love this thing. You can just slide the slider down and people don't have to hear you cough. I think that's a great thing. But anyway, so look, the topic that I want to talk to you about today is, guys, we all know what the go is with marriage. It's not a good deal for men anymore. Maybe one day it was, but it's just not a good deal for men anymore. And look, that's just the sad reality of it. And we've come to accept it, and it is what it is. But what I'm now seeing, though, is even countries that are less developed that you would think would have a bit more sense doing some crazy things. Like this woman in Kenya sued the father of her child for not marrying her after 8 years together. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? That is crazy. Absolutely insane. So if you cohabitate and you don't get married, then, well, they're just going to sue you anyway. And if you cohabitate and you do get married, well, they're going to end up taking you to court anyway if they decide to leave. And at the end of the day, this is all predicated on if your partner does. But it's like, okay, you can get screwed over if you get married and your partner wants to leave. But this chick doesn't actually even want to leave her partner. She doesn't want to leave him. They've been together for 8 years. They've got a kid together. She wants to stay with him. But she's suing the guy that she wants to stay with for not marrying her. Really? Let's get into this. A woman has sued her boyfriend, who is also the father of her kid, after not marrying her after 8 years together. Gertrude Ngoma, I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm sorry if it isn't, told a court in Zambia, Africa, that she was tired of waiting to get married to her partner, Herbert Salaliki. Ngoma, 26, was still living with her parents and the child. Okay, so she was still living with her parents. And the child they'd had together, but Salaliki, 28, lived in a separate home. So I presume this is a cultural separation that's resulted in them living in separate houses. Okay, this makes a little more sense. This is why I like to go into things blind, because you know what? I don't like to just try and formulate a particular angle that I want to take. Like, I like to go into it and just have an honest conversation. She told a court she doubted her partner's loyalty, claiming she had discovered he was having sexual relations with another woman. So why would you want him to now marry you if he's sleeping with someone else and you're not okay with that? Ngoma said her boyfriend had promised to wed her, but the proposal had never materialized. A dowry has been paid. So in Zambia, if I'm going by the media and they are correct, husbands-to-be often pay a dowry to the family of their intended bride. It's called lobola, not Ebola, lobola, or an appreciation fee, and it is intended as a sign that he will look after his wife well. Ngoma said her partner had made the dowry payment, but had not gone through with marrying the mother of his child, whose age has not been revealed. Interesting. Fed up with waiting, Ngoma said she decided to sue him instead. He has never been serious. That is why I brought him to court, because I deserve to know the way forward and our future, she told the court. In his defense, Salaliki said he was not in the financial position to afford a wedding. He also told the court his girlfriend hadn't given him the attention he needed. So it sounds like this is a two-sided thing. And, you know, look, I don't know what their expectations are of each other. Maybe one of them's unreasonable. Maybe. Could be the guy, could be the girl, could be both of them. Who knows? I don't have enough information to be able to ascertain that. Because the couple isn't married, there is not a lot that the Zambian court can do. The judge presiding over the case ruled that they should try to reconcile their differences out of court. There's a novel idea. Resolving your differences out of court. If only modern Western individuals could have such a mature approach as the judge. Now, I just want to actually pick up a few things here, right? And one of these things, I'm actually going to correlate. If you guys have, most of you guys have heard of Briefholtz law before. I've spoken about it at length, but I want to correlate this back to Briefholtz law, Because some of you may be thinking, well, why would he want to stay with her, right? I posited that question. Why would you want to stay with the guy who's been cheating on you, right? Let's look at this. The Briefold's law maintains that the female, not the male, determines all the conditions of the animal kingdom. We already know, of course, that women wield the ultimate veto power in the dating game. That's correct. Is women who give the thumbs up or the thumbs down to any advances or proposals from men. Speaking of thumbs up, make sure you smash that on this video. Thanks in advance, guys. I appreciate you. Briefold embellishes this truism by asserting that intimate relationships between men and women result from a calculated cost-benefit analysis. And see, this is something that she's made. She's made a cost-benefit analysis. And it's not just about financial, because clearly he's not in a super great financial position because he's clearly stated he can't afford the wedding. However, the benefit to her would be to have a father for the child, someone to look after the kid, and also, provide her with her needs. Because, look, I don't know what the culture is like over there in Africa, particularly in that part of Africa. So I don't know if someone being a single mum is frowned upon for the purposes of relations, should I say. I know, for example, over in Australia and the US, even though us guys know better, most of us at least, there's still a lot of guys that will just go and they'll marry a single mother. They'll marry a mum. There was a super rich, and I did a video on this a couple of months back. It was like a neurosurgeon or something, or like a super high-end plastic surgeon. And you've got, what was it? He earned between $3 and $6 million a year. And she made accusations of family V against him. She accused him of family V. Here's the thing. It wasn't actual physical V. It wasn't any of this, Wow, that looked like a really terrible rendition of someone fighting. It looks like I'm trying to mimic pistons in a car. Whatever. The point is that there was no physical V. It was, she came forward with the claim, it's family V because it's economic Asuba. Just ESUBA. What does that spell backwards? Economic Asuba. And by the way, shout out to, I think it was Myron Gaines on Fresh and Fit podcast who used Asuba. So shout out to you. It's a very, very good word to use. But yeah, so it was financial Asuba she was accusing him of, and he was giving her over $20,000 a month. Some months it would be 25 grand, some months it was 20. And apparently she was claiming that he would punish her by only giving her $20,000 a month cash after tax. No tax to pay. Just here you go, 20 grand, that's yours. I'll give you another 20,000+ next month. This was how much pocket money this chick was getting, just to do basic stuff around the house. Anyway, for those of you who watch the video, you'll know the end story. But what actually ended up happening is that the woman's 19-year-old son took the stand and went on record saying, yeah, my mum's a gold digger, in essence. That was not the wording he used, but that's what he said in no uncertain terms. So I found that very interesting. So guys, this is why you need to stop dating single ladies. I'm sure that, sorry, not single ladies, single ladies with children. Now, I'm certain that the kid who spoke out against his mum actually had a lot of respect for the guy that his mum was trying to screw over. So at least there's that, because otherwise, why would he defend him, right? But guys are working it out, and maybe it was a good thing that her son had that red pill so early so that he could not fall into the same trap as what his stepdaddy fell into, or at least temporary stepdaddy, because these never seem to last. But anyway, look back to Briefold's law, because I think this is really important. It says, even though a woman has a man's promise of a future benefit has limited ability to secure a continuing relationship with a woman. and his promise carries weight with her only to the extent that the woman's wait for the benefit is short and to the extent that she trusts him to keep his promise. So, clearly in this instance where she's wanting to stay with the guy that she's suing to marry her, or for not marrying her, should I say, she sees that there is a promise in place that carries weight that she trusts him to keep. Right? So it's clear to me that she sees that. And also, it says if a woman promises a man to continue her relationship with him in the future in exchange for a benefit received, and that doesn't have to be a financial benefit. That can be you making her laugh all the time or making her feel pretty or whatever that benefit is that is most important to her. And I don't think that there's any issue with a woman wanting to get a benefit out of a relationship. Us guys are opting out of relationships in droves because of the fact there's no benefit for us. So it's kind of hypocritical for me to come along and say, well, there's nothing in it for us, so we're opting out of relationships, but then expecting women not to want to benefit as well. It's a mutually reciprocal arrangement, but that's what it has to be. If it's not mutually reciprocal, if it's a one-way street, then it's doomed to fail in the end. And that's what I got to say. By the way, shout out to Chinab, man. Thank you for the super sticker, brother. I appreciate it. Oh, hang on. Let me take that. There we go. Thank you, Chinab, man. I appreciate it, brother. And also, even though a woman has accrued past benefits from her relationship with a man, this is no guarantee of her continuing the relationship with him. All right? Translation, what have you done for me lately? And this is the thing, guys. Like, I was having this discussion with another lady earlier, and great friend of mine, actually, really top chick. I was talking to her about the whole "what have you done for me lately" thing, and she agrees that men tend to, and I posited this idea, and she agreed with me that when we actually put forward time and effort and gifts and we assist women, in the moment it matters. Afterwards, it doesn't necessarily matter, because if they don't feel like they want to continue to be in that relationship, they're going to cease the contact. We see this time and time again. So guys, don't think that because you've done something for her in the past, that automatically equates to her staying with you. Because if you think that, then what's going to result from that is you being frustrated and angry, and just like, it's going to eat you up. Because in your head, and in most of our heads, if someone's done things for us in the past, like, guys, if you've done, if one of you men out there, and it has been men in the manosphere who've done stuff for me in the past, and I'm forever, grateful for that, and forever indebted to a significant extent. So we've got a situation where, how should I say? It's not very often that I'm lost for words, really. But look, if I've got a guy who's been there for me through the years, he's had my back, and he's not giving anything to me specifically right now, any tangible benefit, anything that I can be like, hey, I'm giving you a benefit, so you need to give it to me. We take turns. This is why guys like, I'll pay for it this time, you pay for it next time when we go out to dinner, for example. And what I've found is that for most guys, loyalty tends to be predicated on what has happened in the past. Whereas for women, I tend to find, and there's exceptions to every rule, I tend to find, and this is just biology, it's just evolution, that their loyalty tends to be predicated on what's being given to them in this current moment and in the future. It's not predicated upon what's happened in the past. So that's why I always say, whatever it is that you're giving a woman to have her on the hook with you as a person, you really need to understand that in order for that to be able to be sustainable, it's got to be something from in here. It's got to be confidence or resilience or strength, or a personal character attribute that she values so highly that she doesn't want to walk out of that dynamic. Because if you don't have character traits that she's attracted to, that she wants to be around, she's out. We see this all the time. We see guys change and, they start simping. And, we end up finding a situation where she doesn't find herself attracted anymore. It's like, yeah, that's because you changed, dude. Oh, but she said she wanted me to do this. Yeah, you let her change you. Stick to your guns. Keep doing what works. Like, I'm just saying, right? If you work in a sales environment and you've got a particular sales strategy that works, and it works really freaking well, you're the number one salesperson in that damn joint. What happens if your sales manager comes up to you and says, oh, can you just try something different? I want to see if it makes a difference. And you try something different. And he goes, oh, yeah, and change this as well. And then you end up changing all of the things that made you the top salesperson, and now you're at the bottom of the heap. And that's what happens. Women are our sales managers. Don't let them dictate to us how we sell ourselves as men, how we put ourselves forward, how we present ourselves. Don't let that happen. Because the moment you let that happen, you're letting her take control of who you are and who she will turn you into by virtue of doing that. Even if it's not her intention, will be to your detriment, gentlemen. I can assure you of that. Bachelor 101 says there is no emotional bank account. Just like a woman. Shout out to Replicant Fish for that one. It's good old Skeletor. And Dragon of Blue says it's give and take. For example, take what I'm giving and buy more beer, then drink more. Better yourself by staying single. Right? Look, this is it's the old fix-up project. We fix something, we move on to the next. We fix something, move on to the next. And that's essentially what a lot of ladies do. They will try to fix what they think is wrong, not realizing that imperfect representation of you that's so unique is exactly what is so perfect for her, which is why she was attracted to you in the beginning. So the longer you actually are in a relationship, if you're in a relationship, the more submissive, the more compliant you will find yourself being over a period of time. You don't want to do that, right? Because if you become more compliant, if you become more submissive, you are becoming what you were attracted to in her. Do you really want to be her and have her be you? Because you know that she's not going to be satisfied when she's dominating you. Maybe in a sadistic kind of way, but not in a respectful kind of way where she actually respects you and she cares about you and she thinks that you're worthy of her time. And you need to understand this. Don't be mad at it. It's just the way it is. So I just wanted to put that out there so you guys know. Anyway, guys, what did you think of this video? I would love to get your thoughts in the comments below. As always, please keep it respectful. Smash the thumbs up. Share this video. Drop some comments. And if you want to support this channel, you can do so on PayPal. The link is on the screen right now, paypal.me/SydneyMGTOW. Thank you to those of you who left a PayPal donation after the other day's video. Thank you to the gentlemen that have left super chats. So shout out to you, Chinab Ban, and Dragon of Blue Productions and Bachelor 101. I appreciate all of you gentlemen. I appreciate every single one of you in the chat. I love making this content for you guys so you can just wake up and for those of you who aren't already awoken, so you can wake up and understand how life works, because it's only when you understand how life works that you can truly feel peace. One little gem for you, for those of you who have actually stuck it out to the end, and I wanted to keep this till the end for all my loyalists, for all the ones who stick right through to the end. Check this out. I came across this tweet, crazy tweets. I'm going to start doing crazy tweets at the end of my videos. Why am I mad at this guy for getting a girlfriend when I didn't want him the entire time he was single? And I don't even want him now. It's just the audacity of him to do that that's killing me. This is like you going into a shop and you see something that you like seeing in that store, but you don't want to buy it. And you're not going to spend your money on it. You're not going to invest your time to obtain that item. But you still like looking at it. And then when someone comes along and goes, hey, I'm going to buy that. And you're like, but I kind of like it being in the store available if I want it. Even though I don't, but I still kind of like having it available to me. And I can only imagine that as a potential dating pool drops for a woman or a man, if they deteriorate or hit the wall in any sort of way, there's got to be something there where you kind of go, shit, my dating pool's dropping. And if you look at this chick, her dating pool's dropping. And, she's probably hitting late 20s, early 30s. I'm just saying, guys, look, all I will say to you, if there's nothing else you take away from this video, don't hate the player, hate the game. All right? And if you don't want to hate the game, learn the game. Keep listening to our brothers in the manosphere. I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.